Coverage you can count on. This is KCBD News Channel 11 at 6.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us, and Happy New Year.
Lubbock is now just days away from the opportunity to choose an electric provider, so those providers are gathering in one place.
The fight between the White House and the state of Texas over.
This morning on Connecticut's news station, an explosion sends shockwaves through homes. What we know so far as crews continue to clean up today. And police are hoping for a breakthrough as one man is still recovering months after being attacked in his own home. We're hearing from the victim. And with less than 48 hours until the new year, we're taking a look at the new laws taking effect in our state starting January 1st.
All local, all morning. This is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Good morning, and thanks for choosing the Fox 61 Morning News on this Saturday morning. I'm Lindsay Kane, filling in for Angela Bavaro today. But before we get to all those headlines, we're getting a check-in on the weather this morning. We're taking a live look across the state now. It's
live from our studios at One Television Plaza, this is WTAP News at 6.
There was an announcement today that LG Electronics will soon set up shop in West Virginia. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Phyllis Smith. New tonight, LG Electronics will soon set up shop in West Virginia.
A sunny and mild day before the cold returns. That's next.
.edu.
You're watching WTAP News at 6 with Phyllis Smith, Kirk Greenfield with your pinpoint weather forecast, and Ryan Wilson with sports.
Inflation is in a better place than it has been, and the job market.
Right now at 5, police in St. Paul investigating the first murder of the year.
This first week of 2024 does mean we will see the sun and some warmer temperatures along with a shot of snow.
From City Hall to the White House, 2024 is shaping up to be the wildest year in politics.
Then an alert about scammers targeting you through your Google searches. Plus,
I have made a decision on who's going to start at quarterback for us this week.
And will the quarterback carousel continue for the Vikes after the loss to the Packers? The news starts now.
Thanks for joining us. At this hour, the St. Paul Police Department is investigating its first homicide of the year.
There are still a lot of questions tonight, but here's what we do know. Police were called to a house in the Hamlin Midway neighborhood around 1:30 this morning.
Now on K2 News this morning, new body camera video just released.
Hey, that guy, we're not going to take him. He can't be on his own.
Showing when a man died in Milwaukee police custody after being released from the hospital earlier this month.
But I don't think I've ever seen anything as shocking and disgusting.
Why Providence says they released him and what leaders at a recovery center say should have happened instead. The driver accused of crashing into and killing a Troutdale family of 4 in October has finally turned himself in. Who he is and what he's been charged with. We've learned the names of the pilot and the passengers killed in a plane crash in Independence. The warning the pilot was allegedly given before taking off. K2 News This Morning starts right now.
This is K2 News This Morning on your side.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us for K2 News This Morning on this Saturday, December 30th. This is a live look from our standard camera over downtown Portland. You can tell it's looking a little dreary, a little wet out there, but it's so great to be back after the holidays. I'm Wesley Ogle. I hope you're having a wonderful last weekend of 2023. So let's get a check on your weather with Joe English.
Still looking at some rough seas along the Oregon and Washington coast. The east winds have calmed down as
it's no longer a crime to cruise in 2024. New Year's Eve may be over, but the CHP is still watching our highways very closely right now.
All aboard for a San Diego history lesson. What this train and the oldest television station in San Diego have in common. Coming up in the Zeppelin Zone.
CBS 8 News Live at 6 starts right now.
This is CBS 8 News Live at 6.
Cruising is no longer a crime. Today marks the first time in decades that lowriders can cruise any California street without fear of getting a ticket.
Coming up today on The 3, budgeting for next Christmas starts now. A financial advisor shares some money-saving tips.
And a popular bar in downtown Brenham is offering a new experience. We take you there.
And Sark is here to talk about a powerful event that you can support.
Also, it's Pet of the Week time. See who we're highlighting today and how you can adopt.
Plus, a unique way to ring in the new year and more in today's Take a Look at This.
Welcome to The 3. I'm Lauren Margolis.
I'm Connor Bean. We got Bobby Lerman here with us again. Happy Tuesday.
Hey, happy Tuesday.
Happy to have you.
Yeah.
How's everyone's New Year's resolutions going? I know it's only been 2 days. Is everyone okay right now?
Yeah, they're holding strong so far.
Haven't really started.
Yeah.
Good morning. It's Friday, a live shot of Hodgetown. You're watching The Early Show.
And now, the most watched and trusted news in the Panhandle, News Channel 10.
Well, this morning on The Early Show, we'll recap the top stories that affected our area this year and talk about a road rage incident out of Arizona, what we know this morning. It's 5 o'clock, our last Friday of 2023, Tanner.
All right, let's just get through
Let's go.
Yes.
Okay, well, listen.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Kelsey Mannix. We have sad news to report out of Gretna. Longtime boys basketball coach Brad Feakin died Saturday morning at 48 after a 2-year battle with neuroendocrine cancer. Feakin led the Dragons for more than 20 years, winning back-to-back state titles.
This is NBC Palm Springs. News first.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Olivia Sandusky.
And I'm Tim O'Brien.
WTWO is growing with the addition of a second location. All the news, weather, and sports you trust. Transmitting live from downtown Terre Haute. WTWO is your news now. Brought to you by Riddell National Bank.
Cloudy skies tonight, maybe a little sunshine later this work week.
The Hoosier Lottery nightly drawings can only be found here on WTWO. Stay tuned every night for nightly Hoosier Lottery drawings.
Mike Tank, only on WTWO. Your news now. Your news now. This is WTWO News Today.
The holidays are over, but local police agencies are still out in full force on area roadways. We'll tell you what they're looking for. And real resolutions. We talked to a local life coach for tips on setting realistic goals for 2024. Plus, we're following developments out of Japan this morning after a deadly earthquake sparked tsunami concerns. Well, good morning and thanks for joining us on this Tuesday, January 2nd. I'm Shelby Riley. It's the top of the hour, still in the 30s out there this morning. In our top story at 6, New Year's Eve may be over, but local police agencies will still be out in full force throughout the week.
Well, coming up after the break, Jesse has a check of that forecast as we begin what's typically the coldest month of the year. Stay with us.
Your news now with Mike Tank, Dana Winklepleck, and Chief Meteorologist Jesse Walker. You're watching WAWV Live at 5.
Live at noon, CBS 47 Action News Jax starts right now.
We start with a live look at the Tax Slayer Gator Bowl, where all the festivities are underway.
Live at 10, Fox 30 Action News Jax starts right now.
New Year's Eve is just 2 days away and the city is ready to ring in the new year, but safety, of course, top of
the team that stands for New Mexico. You're watching KOB4 News today.
Right now at 6:30, another year of lost lives and unnecessary violence. APD addresses the downward trends in homicides this year.
The new year was just a few hours old when we got the first homicide in Calcasieu Parish. We'll tell you what we know so far. And terror in Japan, a major earthquake impacting much of the country this morning.
And we have a chilly but generally quiet day ahead before rain chances pick up. I've got your forecast coming up.
Sponsored by Lake Charles Memorial Health System. Covering the news for Southwest Louisiana. This is 7 News Sunrise.
Good morning. Welcome to 7 News Sunrise on this Tuesday morning. It's January 2nd. I'm John Bridges. Let's start the morning off and check the forecast with Joseph Ink. Good morning, Joseph.
Good morning to you, John.
The FBI is now helping search for a mother wanted for murder. Today, our KRDO 13 Investigates team is uncovering new information about what happened in the days after the killings. Plus, a man is in the hospital after being shot at a popular campground north of Pueblo. KRDO 13 was the first on the scene. We've been following the case ever since. And it's looking calm and dry through New Year's Eve. Our Storm Tracker 13 weather team has a look at the last holiday forecast of 2023.
You're watching KRDO 13 News at 4 p.m. Your news starts right now.
Good afternoon. I'm Bart Bedsold. Heather is off today. We start at 4 with breaking news just into our newsroom. A Cheyenne Mountain High School math teacher.
How to keep everyone safe and happy. News 11's Evening Edition starts right now.
Live from Studio A in Yuma, Arizona, broadcasting across Calexico, throughout Imperial Valley, Yuma, and streaming live on KYMA.com. You're watching the Evening Edition.
A man suspected of sexually assaulting a woman then fleeing to Mexicali is arrested by Calexico police. Good evening. Thank you so much for choosing to be with us today. And
you're watching 13 on your side.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us on 13 on your side tonight. I'm Jessica McLean and
is garnered for the upcoming Iowa caucuses. KTVO News at 10 starts right now. Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us. I'm John Garlock, in for Jackson Saylor. Our new top story tonight at 10, with less than 3.
I'll show you when and where.
You're watching Alaska's news source.
Good evening, everyone. Accusations of reckless driving through a Costco parking lot. Tonight, that's what Juneau police say they're investigating.
Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News First at 4 starts now.
Good afternoon to you, and thanks so much for joining me. I'm Christy McDonald, in for Karen Drew, who is on assignment today. First at 4, no foul play is expected in a deadly home explosion in Northfield Township.
This is Right Now with Michael Schwanke.
Big changes coming to parking in downtown Wichita next year, what to expect and why it will cost you more. Wichita police investigating after 3 people are hurt in separate shootings. What we know about the investigations so far.
Live from WCTI 12, this is News 12 Now at 11.
Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Tyler Harden. Happening right now, crews are monitoring a fire in the sand dunes in Atlantic Beach near Fort Macon. This
first on the Gulf Coast with breaking news and weather. Fox 10 Live starts now.
A University of Wisconsin chancellor is fighting back after losing his job over a dispute involving pornographic videos he reportedly made with his wife.
Now at 8 o'clock, we are getting ready to ring in 2024. What you need to know if you plan on heading to First Night Boston. Then an hours-long standoff comes to an end after a gunman shoots at firefighters in Mattapan. What led up to the violence? Plus, new details about a deadly shooting, a police shooting in Fairhaven, what investigators are saying about the suspect who was killed Friday night. And Maine Secretary of State facing a possible impeachment after barring former President Trump from the state's ballot. We'll tell you how she's responding this morning.
This is 7 News Today in New England.
All right, happy New Year's Eve. We're taking a live look in Australia where it just hit midnight there. You're seeing some nice fireworks going off this morning. Look at that. All those colors in the sky there as the fireworks are going off over Sydney Harbor. Good Sunday morning to you. I'm Sam Blyweiss. The countdown is on for us to our own New Year's celebration, and it looks...
Breaking news, first alert weather, and live local coverage. This is News 10 at 11.
Roughly, we have 30 cars or 40 cars that are in the process that we have to make room for, and I have 0 parking spots.
If you're looking for the car of your dreams, now could be the right time to hit the showroom. Good evening. I'm Ann Emmerich. Auto industry experts say people might find the best.
Coming up on WITN News at 6, some new laws you need to know about are coming to North Carolina January 1st. All the details next. And later, a woman from here in the East received our state's highest honor. Hear her story and what the award means to her next.
Most watched, most trusted news with certified, most accurate first alert weather. This is WITN News at 6.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Celeste Ford. Deputies in the East are asking for the public's help locating a wanted person they say was involved in a shooting this morning.
Right now it's 6 a.m. Light snow to start the new year. A live look at the city. A cold and snowy start to 2024.
Conspiracy to kill. The charges just filed after the murder of a man over what police are calling a nearly $500,000 debt.
Plus, from dog licensing fees to the fitness of state police cadets, the new laws we'll start to see in the new year.
All we can do is win the games that we're in.
Playoff hope still alive for the Steelers. The complicated road to get to the postseason.
Now, Channel 11 Morning News. Coverage you can count on.
It is 6 o'clock on this Monday, January 1st. I'm Lauren Tallada.
And I'm Catherine Amenta. Major props to Addis for staying up for the ball drop or the ball rise in Pittsburgh. Impressive. Amazing. And did you do...
Plus,
I need cars on Westridge and Palm right now. Massive accident, multiple pedestrians struck.
the latest on the investigation into what police believe was an intentional act. And new tonight, the fight for control of the Monroe County Legislature.
It's only Tuesday night, but already we're thinking about the weekend, and we got a snowstorm that's going to be near western New York. It looks like the heaviest snow into Pennsylvania. The latest thoughts on this storm in the forecast coming up.
From your breaking news and weather authority on Fox Rochester, this is 13 Wham News at 10.
New tonight, the victims of a fiery crash in Rochester being remembered as we learn more about the suspect.
I have been getting inundated with questions as to why this individual would choose, number one, Rochester, New York, why he would choose to do this on New Year's Day.
The families of the two people killed grieving the loss of their loved ones tonight. Good evening. I'm Matt Malloy.
And I'm Karen Edwards. We're going to share with you how.
And we continue our coverage at this hour. It is now 11 o'clock. We have been following this active scene for you. We're going to get out to our reporter, Dana Searles, right now for what she has found in her coverage, team coverage right now on this active shooting. Dana, what can you tell us?
Breaking news off the top at noon as we're learning there are multiple gunshot victims at an Iowa high school. Right now it is
On air and streaming live, CBS News Detroit at noon starts now. Good afternoon, and thanks so much for joining us here on CBS News Detroit. I'm Rochelle Graham with Next Weather meteorologist Karen Carter. Karen, I heard somebody get excited over in this direction just a moment ago. They think they saw a glimpse of the sun.
Oh my gosh.
Can you confirm?
Join us as we explore the Grand Strand today.
Happy Thursday, friends. Welcome to Grand Strand today.